everyone that, I used to hang around with, like, would always used to say that. Like you don't want to be successful until, like,
Yeah,
it's hard to breathe or something like that.
Yeah, like I think it went something along the lines of, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. Yeah,
That line.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, before they want to start something, they think they need motivation. So pretty much, what is motivation to you?
Motivation is kind of like, at least to me, it's kind of that spark or that feeling that makes you want to take action. Kind of, you know how sometimes you see a motivational video,
Right.
and then it kind of, wants to get you. It's kind of like that spark that makes you want to actually take action. So at least that's how, I guess that's, to answer your question, that's how I see motivation. How do you see motivation, or how do you define it, or how
Well,
do
do
you
you
see
think
it?
people need motivation?
I don't think they need motivation.
Or did you need motivation?
Well, I know I had motivation, but did I need? I don't know if it was something that I needed in order to take action, because my parents were my motivation. But that's a good question, because I think we've all. I mean, I've had that motivation. I think you've had it too.
Yeah, because a lot of people are in the same boat as us. Like, they freaking love their parents.
I think everyone does.
They'll I'm pretty sure they're willing to do almost anything for them. They're willing to do anything. But then another thing is actually, like, people making it happen.
Yeah, that's the thing I've never fully understood what was different about us.
Yeah, and it's not like we're saying that something is special about us.
Right.
It's just that some people could have the same feeling towards their parents, or they want to do something.
Yeah.
Like, they have the same feeling, they have the same values, they have pretty much everything, but some people start, some people don't.
Yeah. Huh.
And so pretty much, what is motivation? Because, like you said, our parents were our motivation.
Yep.
But we started. Other people, their parents are their motivation, but they don't start.
That is interesting that I've thought about before.
Yeah. And so maybe there's other factors that play a role in it, but I think one of the things that, motivation does help. Because, like, I did used to watch, like, when I was in high school, those motivational speakers. I think one of the most famous one was I think Les Brown. Was it Les Brown?
I think
pretty
so.
much, like, very strong, very vocal, like the one who says that, what was his thing? Something about, like, you don't want it unless, like, it's hard to breathe or something like that.
And like,
I forgot, but it was something of him. Like, I remember that speech back when I was in high school was, like, everyone that, I used to hang around with, like, would always used to say that. Like you don't want to be successful until, like, it's hard to breathe or something like that.
Yeah, like, I think it went something along the lines of, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful.
Yeah. That line.
Yeah.
And so, like, it does help. You're like after you watch that video, you're pumped, especially, like, if you're in soccer and you watch soccer highlights, you're pumped, like, fuck, like, and you actually start practicing, but then it dies down. Like, then you stop, like, maybe after a week, 2 weeks, you stop and you're like, fuck, let me rewatch the video. So, like, I think motivation does help to get you started. But one of the other things I was thinking about is that you do need motivation, or you don't need motivation. Motivation helps, but you don't need it. Because what you need is just to start.
Yeah.
And then you're going to motivate yourself. You're going to start motivating yourself. Like, if, your goal is to lose weight, and then you start, just fucking going to the gym. You start seeing results. Like, after a month, you lose weight, you lose your belly fat, or you start gaining muscle. Like, you're going to fucking be motivated. Like, especially, like, I remember when we started working out.
Yeah.
Like, we just started working out, and, we used to just pass the mirror. We used to flex.
Yeah.
And that fucking motivated us even more.
Yeah. Yep.
And so I think that's the most important thing, is for us to start.
Yeah, and then so with that, because I know, like, one could say, like, well, I need motivation to start, but how does one start?
It's very cliche, but it's just by doing it. It's just like forcing yourself, like, and you're gonna talk yourself out of it. That's one of the things. I know when you don't want to do something, or when you've never done it, you're gonna want to talk yourself out of it. You're like, if you want to start working out, you're gonna find excuses. You're gonna be like, I'll just go tomorrow. Like, I'm not prepared. I don't have a game plan. I don't have this or that. So you're gonna wanna talk yourself out of it.
Yeah, and so with it, that's one of the things that I've been thinking as to why some people start and why others don't. And I think part of it is, because I think they overthink it. They think of like the different possibilities. They think of different things as opposed to, for example, like losing weight, right?
Yeah.
I have to do my meal plans. I have to do like this. Like I think people tend to overthink stuff.
Yep.
As opposed to like I want to lose weight. I'm just starting tomorrow. I'm just gonna eat less, and walk more or run more. That's it. Like make it so simplistic. Make it like so easy to where it's you just start.
Yeah.
As opposed to having all this like I think that's one of the reasons why people don't start. It's because they think of every little thing that can happen and could happen. And so I think that's what kind of makes them like hold back on actually starting. And so I feel like if people just stop thinking to an extent, right? And then just stop thinking and then just did it, I think that would be a lot easier and more and will get you, I think, most people to take action because I feel like that's one of the things that people tend to overthink stuff, and that's why they don't do it. But if you just just don't think, to an extent, and just start, I think that could be easier. Because when we started, we really didn't we were young and dumb. We really didn't know like the world, like how like complex things could be, like when it comes to like the LLC, taxes. We didn't see all of this, but if we saw everything that could have could have happened, the the downturn, the stress that came with it, maybe I don't know how we would have perceived it, but because we had that lack of knowledge, we just said fuck it, we just want to make money from our parents, and that was pretty much it. I think that's one of the reasons why we started.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Like that's one of the things that we didn't realize. But the thing we realize right now is it's just as not as difficult, but there's a lot of things even working at at a job. Like the higher you want to make more money, it's the same challenges as starting a business. Like obviously, like with the business, you take on the responsibility, and you're gonna have stress on both sides. But 100% of the responsibility, whether you succeed or fail, when you have a business, it's on you. But you're still gonna have the same responsibilities. You're still gonna have the same stress. Owning a business versus working at a job.
No, 100%. And I feel like even then, some people are more stressed at jobs.
Yeah.
Because at least when you're in your own business, it's kind of like it's just you. Like and maybe looking at it a bad way, but it's kind of like no one really is gonna tell you like anything.
No. And I say that because like I don't want anyone hearing it and like starting a business is so difficult.
No, 100%.
You're gonna have stress either way. But the thing with the business is just like it's and
I don't make it want to make it seem like business is super hard, because like even if you're just not a nobody, but if you're just lazy and like pass through life, just now working hard and whatnot, like I think that's gonna be stressful too, because
it is
the bills,
Yep.
the people wanting to pay the rent, you not being able to find the way to pay your bills, the stress, and and so there's any way you like life is stressful.
Yeah, and I think that's what helped us, because like how you said, we were young and dumb. Not dumb in the fact that we didn't know what we were doing, but it's just like fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah.
And I think also maybe that's another thing. The older you get, the more experience you have, the more you start thinking. You're like, based on my experience, like it's probably gonna happen again. Like if I start this, it's probably not gonna work out because like 10 of my friends started this thing, it didn't work out for them.
Yeah.
How are you gonna know if you don't start it?
Yeah, like I tried losing weight already.
Yeah.
Like and so that's 100%. Because for us, when we really wanted to lose weight, we hadn't gone through that experience. That we just just did it. We knew what to do, which was to eat less and exercise more, and we did it. But now it's like not that it's granted we probably had motivation. I don't know what's the difference now.
Well, I think one of the things you mentioned is now we have money. Like before, we were in high school, we were limited to the cafeteria.
That is 100% true.
And so like now it's like fuck, we're hungry. Like we didn't bring our lunch.
Yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So it's a lot easier. Like we have more access. I think that's the thing. We have more access to food.
More options.
More options.
Yeah, because if you were limited to the options that force you to actually like do whatever the thing is that you need to do. Yeah. Yeah. I just realized that too.
So it's a lot of different things. Yeah. We're comfortable.
Yep.
Cause like if I have like a dad bod, beer, not a beer belly, but if I have a belly, like compared to high school versus now, I like, it's not that I don't care right now. Like appearance wise, I don't care. Health wise, it's different. Like, that's true. I do want to be healthy, but someone calls me fat. Someone calls me a gordo. Okay.
Well, that's why we're in the, like we say, we're in the gordito gang.
Yeah. Gordito. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, so we're comfortable, and then we also have options to food.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that So I think overthinking
Over
options, yeah, or some of the reasons why people don't take action.
Yeah, but and yeah, I think the thing was motivation.
Yeah,
But I think motivation does help you get you started because you're like so pumped, you're fired up, you're like you just start. I think you forget about overthinking.
yeah,
You forget about the different options you have, and you just fucking start it.
mm-hmm.
But I think with that too, one thing is constantly watching videos to get you motivated, or like listening to people talk. I think you do need motivation, but motivation and you're seeing progress, you're seeing success, you're having small wins.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I mentioned, like us, we didn't always have those people talking to us, or we didn't always used to watch those motivational videos when we worked out. It was when we passed through the mirror, we're like, fuck, like we used to flex. Remember, we used to,
Yeah.
like, we used to do all that stuff.
Yep.
We used to, like, when we had six packs, and it's just like those small wins, like seeing that progress, it just, in and of itself, motivated us.
What about in business then? Like what's the kept us motivated in business?
Oh, that's true. And to give a little more context is because we did fail. It took us 10 years.
Oh yeah, that's more context.
And we,
Yeah.
we got into a lot of debt. I think it was 100% our parents. And it was just, I think more of the fact that we're already doing this is like, fuck, let's continue doing it.
Yeah, and one of the things that since we're already doing this, as opposed to going back to school and
Yep.
getting
Yep.
and because I think through experience, and then because we saw that it worked, we experienced people that actually were successful and not in the regular or in the traditional way of making money, which is having a career or a job. And so I think because we experienced that, that's we saw that still was a
Yeah, because we
something.
saw that it was possible.
Yeah.
It's just that it was figuring out how instead of if we can even become successful.
No.
Yeah, because other people, like I mentioned in previous things, is that people with broken English, with people who you really like when they talk, they have a very strong accent. Like I know it's like, dude, these fuckers are making millions, dude.
Yeah. Yep.
So we knew the possibilities. It's a matter of time. It's a matter of when instead of if we can even become successful.
Yeah, and so with that, this conversation, at least to me, kind of made me understand and realize that it is actually possible to, and I know that there's different things that we could get into it, but there's different things that you can do to, even if you're not motivated, fuck motivation,
Yeah.
to just get started. And so one of them, kind of not recap the entirety of the podcast, but one of them is to, not overthink, just don't overthink, which I know may seem easier than it sounds, or may seem harder than it seems. And then the other one is not giving yourself options, because that's one of the things that I also seen, that people that they want to do stuff, but then when they have the option to not be able to do it, like for example, like they're comfortable in life, they're okay, and so they have that option to not take action. They have that option, hence why I think they go with the easiest one.
Yeah.
But if you had no option, you're gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
And so I think eliminating the options that you have in order to start the thing that you ideally want to start.
Yeah.
I think those are some of the two things that one can do. So you remove yourself from that environment that makes you have the different options. Because for us, it was our only option was to succeed in order to get what we wanted, which was retire my parents.
Yep.
That was the only option. My parents didn't have money, so we didn't have the option to just chill. Because if we had that option,
We probably would have. Probably would have quit.
yeah, we would have just gone back home. Okay,
Didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. But because we didn't have that option, we were forced to continue. Like we really didn't have any other option.
Nope.
And so I think eliminating or removing the options is another way to just get started in spite of the lack of motivation. Because we had our parents, but then it's kind of like we had everything to just quit.
Yeah.
But because we couldn't, because we didn't have any other option to retire my parents, we had to.
Yep.
We had to. And so at least that's how I see it. Like, through this conversation, is not overthinking stuff and then removing the options that you have.
Yeah. Yep.
Cutting bridges, or
Yeah, I was gonna say that, and I have two things with that in a good side and a dumb side. I understand burning bridges, pretty much removing all, like how we mentioned, removing all the options. But then remember when we used to, work with insurance, they used to say just freaking quit your job, like fucking go all in. I think that's kind of dumb because some of these people, like, you could do both.
Yeah.
You could do both. It's just how bad you want it. But these people were telling like, and it's not everyone there. It was, some people were like, fuck, just quit. Like fucking, some people had 6-figure incomes, and told them, hey, just quit. Go all in. Go all in. You're gonna make it successful. And the thing is, you can make it successful, but not everyone is able to handle that pressure.
Yeah, and but with it, I understand where they were coming from, because if you have no other routes to take, if you have that one path, then you're forced to take that. You're forced to. So I understand that mentality. I also understand that for some it probably did help.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's just like seeing why I understand that mentality.
And that's why I say I understand that option, because for the right person, you don't even have to tell them to burn your bridges. They're gonna do it on their own. They're like, fuck, like I need to go all in, do or die. I'm gonna make it happen, and it's gonna come within. Like you yourself are gonna want to do it.
Yeah.
But for the people that are very impressionable, that pretty much, like, hey, this guy's successful. He's telling me to do this. I'll do the same. And it just like messes up in the long term.
No, definitely. But so I do definitely think like motivation isn't necessarily per se to take action or to.
No, you don't. I think it's just starting, and that's very simple. And that's where like, oh no shit, you like, of course, like to become successful, or even to do something, you need to start to lose weight. Obviously, you need to start, but it really is about starting. Because once you get, I think that's the hardest thing you're ever gonna do.
To get started.
It's just to get started.
And then with that, are you gonna add anything else? Like, how do you start? You're back to your 18-year-old self.
Yeah.
You have no motivation. How do you start? What's gonna help you start? Because you don't have motivation.
Yeah. That's a good question. Help me start what? Or
let's say like you want to be successful.
Okay.
Like, how do you just start? Like, and you don't have to say like or like answer in like the different or specifics. It's just like you don't have motivation. You're comfortable. Your parents make good money. You don't have you have. What do you do? How do you start? Because you don't have any motivation.
Okay, so are you giving me that scenario of like my parents have money, or like based on like if I had to do it all over again, like I had no money, or
no, like in that scenario, because maybe that's how some people like have it to where like they don't have they don't have motivation to start, but then they want to start. If that makes any sense.
That makes sense, and it's gonna go back to just start. Like, if you want to become successful, but your parents have money and everything, just start it. Like, one thing I would do if I was 18 again, is maybe just go on YouTube, see someone successful doing a business or a side hustle or a service, and just do what they do. It's just like pretty much, because a lot of people nowadays are giving out tips. They're giving out like, hey, I started my detailing business doing this. I started my landscaping business doing this. I started marketing doing this. It's just doing exactly what they do.
Yeah.
And eventually, like, once you start, like, you're going to have access to a lot of things. You're going to have access to knowledge. You're going to have access to, I did it once, I could do it again. So it's just going to be easier to start. So that's one of the ways. It's just like, if you're lacking motivation to start somewhere, or you don't know what you want to do, just pick one thing and then do what they do. And that's it.
No, definitely. And then to add on to it, because you know how it is from like not doing anything to actually doing something, that is like, even that within itself is still kind of like, for some people, they don't do it. And so I think like how we discussed earlier, two things to think about, or to think about, or to actually help you, is to not overthink things. Don't overthink things. And to eliminate, to the best of your abilities, the different options that you have as to why you don't have to start.
So would you recommend, and I'm not like framing it anyway, but would you recommend them to maybe move out or move in with roommates? Or because if they have money, if you're comfortable, living with your parents at 18 years old, you have money, you're like, fuck, I'm just playing video games.
Yeah.
Move out.
So in that situation, I think so. Like, and I think just going back to like the just Hormozy stories. Like, he had to physically move far away from his dad in order to start what he wanted. Because in that environment, his dad was probably going to win in the sense of like, you had to go to school, you had to become like, or you had to like do what you were doing in another business, or I forgot, some type of consultant. And so, so he had to remove himself from that environment. And then I've also seen like maybe some of the people that we know, that the environment that they're in
Yep.
is not conducive to
100%.
being successful.
Yep.
And so by removing yourself from that environment, I think that can help a lot of people. And so I think so. So just not overthinking things, and then eliminating the options that you have as to why. Eliminating the options you have to not that you can take or to not start. If that makes any sense, I know it probably
That makes
fucked it
sense. Yeah, because some people, they're going to college, they want to start their business, they're trying to juggle both. Some people just freaking drop out. You dropped out.
Yep. You didn't. Well, yeah, you didn't even go.
I didn't even go.
Yeah.
I didn't give myself that way out. Like fuck. Like if I'm 80K in debt, I'll just go back to school. Fuck no.
Yeah.
I didn't give myself that option. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, for me at least is to don't overthink things. Just because I know I think that's why people don't take action. It's because they overthink things. So just don't think, to an extent, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think, and then also eliminate the options that you have. That are not conducive to you starting. So if I have the option to stay at home, or I have the option to the different things that are not conducive to your goal or that what you want, then eliminate those. Don't overthink, and I think it's gonna be easier to start. Because for us, I think that's how we think. Just our experience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We didn't know what to think.
Yep.
We just saw success.
Yep.
The start.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yep.
We didn't see the what it entailed. The
Nope.
debt that we're gonna accrue, the complexity. Not that complexity, but the different things. That
Nope.
And then also because we had no option. Like, what were we gonna do? Were we just gonna chill?
Yep.
That wasn't an option.
Yep.
And so I think that's what helped us.
Yeah.
Start.
Not
And maybe
overthink.
that's one of the differences why with us and maybe with other people that still have the same type of love for their parents.
Yeah.
It's because they have the option not to.
They have the option not to.
And then also, maybe they're overthinkers.
Yeah.
Maybe they're like, what if this happens? What if that happens?
Yeah.
And so I think that this conversation kind of made me not made me, but kind of maybe that's what, some of the differences are.
Yeah, but I think going in deeper into overthinking, I don't think it's overthinking. It's maybe overthinking and thinking it's true.
Okay.
Because you could overthink to find solutions.
No, that's true.
That's one of the things that I'm like, what if this happens? What if this happens? To try to prevent, certain things. Obviously, there isn't certain things that we're not gonna prevent everything.
Yeah.
But it's just like, okay, if we're gonna implement this, what can cause it to go bad, and to make it better. Like if we're gonna launch something, let's think of all the things that can be bad, so we could fix them, and it could come out as as good as possible. But I think that's going in deeper, because going into the more complex stuff. But just to make it simple, don't overthink.
Even if you don't have motivation, or you don't need motivation to start. There's some things that some people want. I want to be successful, and the way to do that is to just start.
Yeah, not to overthink it. Because
So
I remember it is motivational stuff, but remember Elliot Host that why do some people get up in the morning and why do others don't? It's just like, don't think about it. Like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, it's cold, you're snuggled up next to your wife.
Oh yeah, yep.
Like, just don't think about getting up. Just fucking physically move one leg against your will. Like, your body's gonna tell you 5 more minutes, but just fucking start moving your body and you're gonna get up.
Yep, 100%.
So don't overthink it.
Yeah. So and then so you don't need motivation. It's just starting. And then how do you start? For one, it's not overthinking things.
Yeah.
And then also eliminating the options that you have as to why you can't start.
Yep.
Or as to why you don't start.
Yep.
And I think those two things are helpful to actually get you started.
Yep.
And not needing motivation, because once you get going, you'll start getting I think you'll start getting motivated with the incremental improvements that you're having within yourself or within your surroundings, your job, your career, your business, your relationships. And so I think in simplistic form, just start. Don't overthink things. Eliminate the options that you have, and that's
simple.
Yeah, it's
simple.
pretty simple.
Not rocket science.
It isn't. But I mean those are some of the things that has helped us, and I think can help other people. Do you have anything else to add?
No, it's just as simple as that. I know it's like how we mentioned, oh no shit, you guys already done it. Oh no shit, it's common sense, but One thing is actually knowing it, and then the other, like I mentioned, taking action.
Taking action.
Which is pretty much, you don't need motivation. It's just as simple as that.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah, I think I think even like, at least for me, I was like, maybe those are some of the reasons why. You know, some like, or at least, you know, some of the things that can help to start. But yeah, do you have anything else to add?
No, because we're just gonna keep on rambling.
Yeah, freaking. So yeah, I mean, but with that being said, I think this has been a real, you know, I hope this added a lot of value. But yeah, so with that, that was another episode of Driven. My name is Juan,
My name is Alexis.
and we'll see you on the next one.